Alright guys, in today's video I want to talk about 5 competitors that are 12 days out from competing in the 212 category at the 2020 Tampa Pro. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Santi here. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. If you guys enjoy this video, alright guys, what's up? Santi here and welcome back to the channel. Like I said, we're going to be doing a 12 days out video for the 212 competitors, a few of them that are getting ready for the 2020 Tampa Pro. Some quick admin notes. If you'd like to see a specific athlete featured, make sure you guys tag them below or go onto my Instagram at @Sanch_ and tag them in the post with the thumbnail of this video. Another quick admin note, I'd also like to personally thank one of you guys who posted a very kind comment in the comment video of one of my recent videos. I really do appreciate it. It made me tear up a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And comments like that really do make the hours of research and editing worth it. So I really want to thank you for that comment, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So first off, I want to talk about Nicolas Vullioud. Vliad, maybe that's how you say it. If you guys know how to say it, let me know. But so Nicolas is coming into this show looking really full, kind of reminiscent of a Flex Lewis, if I can say that. And honestly, Nicolas is going to have to be my dark horse for this show, and there's a couple reasons why. So the last time Nicolas competed was at the 2018 Mr. Olympia, where he did not place very well. I think he got 11th. And before that, he actually won the 2018 Tampa Pro in the 212 category. So with that bad placing at the Mr. O in the 212, Nicolas actually took a year off. He took off the entire year of 2019 to get ready for the 2020 season, to make the improvements that he would need to potentially win another Tampa Pro and really try to get into that first call out at the 2020 Mr. Olympia is what his plan is. So Nicolas took off the 2019 season and he is coming in a lot bigger. If you guys can look at the picture on the screen, he's looking very full, very wide. The side chest is pretty freaky. I'm not gonna lie, I think that he has a lot of conditioning to go. So the picture that I have here as of doing the audio for this video was 4 days ago, so almost 2.5 weeks out from the show. I am concerned that he's going to have to really diet down to bring in the conditioning that he's going to need at this show. You got people like George Peterson and Justin Mackey. Those guys are shredded. Even our boy Broku, I mean, he's shredded too. So there's going to be a lot of guys that have really nice lines, big, full physiques, but also very good conditioning. So if Nicolas wants to crack in that top 6, he's really going to need to have to bring in some serious conditioning. So honestly, if Nicolas can bring in some serious conditioning at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro, I definitely can see him being a repeat top 6. Will he be able to win? Will he be able to knock off people like the newcomer George Peterson? Will he be able to beat the nice lines and physique of people like Jason Lowe and Justin Mackey? I'm not really sure. It's really just going to come down to getting closer to the show and seeing his final package. Next, I'd like to give a nod of the notional fedora that I do not own and do not wear to Derek Oslin. He is continuing to push towards the 2020 Tampa Pro. He's one of my personal favorites. He's someone that posts lots of content, lot of informative information on his Instagram for upcoming bodybuilders, young bodybuilders coming into the sport. I think it's nice that we have pros like Derek who puts their training, their nutrition, their supplementation for the most part, maybe not the super supplements, but Derek is very transparent with his training, his philosophies on things, and I think that that is a really redeeming quality in bodybuilding in 2020, and I really do look up to Derek as a mentor, as me being a young bodybuilder, and also for, I'm sure, you guys listening. You guys are up-and-coming bodybuilders, so Derek is definitely someone to keep in mind in this show. he has done some serious improvements. I want to, first we're going to look at the last time that he placed very well, which is actually at the 2018 Tampa Pro, where he placed second. Now I wanted to look at, let's start with the front lat spread. He has very nice lines, high lat insert points, reminiscent of a Derek Wolfe, if I may. His chest does look fairly small, his arms look small, but it does have a nice flow to the physique. Side chest, the hamstrings department is good. He has a nice sweep with those hamstrings. Back double bicep. There's really not much to say here. He definitely was a smaller man in 2018, and I definitely think that he's put on the size that he needs to really improve in placings, even though he did get second in 2018. And for the most part, he did bring some serious conditioning to the 2018 Tampa Pro, where he placed second, actually behind Nicolas. So the teardrops in his quads on the front ab and thigh pose, it really does look nice. I like to see the feathering, and I also like the way he tilts his left leg outwards to emphasize the sweep of the quad. So you can see he's emphasizing the feathering and the more fronter part of the quad on the right leg, but the left leg, you can see he's tilting it a little bit, emphasizing the sweep, giving the full look of his quads. He also has a very nice abdominal section conditioning on point. And also I want to show just the overall placings. 2019 212 he placed 12th, the 2019 Chicago he placed 8th, and the 2018 Legion Sport Festival he placed 2nd, and of course the 2018 Tampa Pro 2nd. So now let's talk about how Derek looks right now, being 12 days out from the 2020 Tampa Pro. So obviously you can see that he's put on some serious size in the 2 years from when he placed second at the 2018 Tampa Pro. His side chest full, wide. It definitely looks like he's put on some size in the legs and the chest department. The front double bicep, I like the way he does it, where he's really driving that chest upwards, keeping the midsection full and contracted, not letting it kind of drop down to more of a I don't really know which bodybuilders do that nowadays, but it is nice to have the emphasis of almost a vacuum. If you really look at it, he's not focusing on squeezing the abs, he's focusing on keeping his diaphragm completely contracted and his chest driven upwards. Also, he does a great job of keeping his elbows high when he's doing his front double so that the bicep peaks are emphasized. Something about this side chest doesn't sit well with me. I'm thinking maybe he's holding his hands a little too tight. It kind of closes everything off, makes him look a little narrow. But that's my personal opinion. Comment below what you guys think about the side chest. How do you guys like to have your hands? Do you like to have it a little higher up to focus on the width of the chest and the delts? Or do you kind of like to have the hands a little bit lower towards the midsection groin and kind of show off those shredded abs? He's not really set on the side tricep shot, so it's kind of hard to tell. But this back double, this is where you can kind of see that he's put on some size in his hamstrings. Also, the upper back looks very wide. I'm definitely excited to see him at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro. And also, so if you look at the front double and then you look at the rear double, he kind of forgot to really spike those elbows up to really emphasize the bicep peak. I'm kind of worried that his bicep peak is going to get overshadowed by his massive rear delts and front delts. So that's just something to point out. And honestly, I think his front ab and thigh is probably his take-home shot. Just the insane width of the legs with a very, very tapered and a nice-looking midsection. It really does. I feel like this would be his winning shot if it came down to a onesie-twosies comparison. And I know I mentioned it a couple times. In 2018, Nicolas won the 2018 Tampa Pro, and Derek Oslin placed second. So it wouldn't really be a stretch of the imagination to say that there could potentially be a little bit of beef going on in this show, a little bit of like an anime redemption arc, if I can say so. But I'm definitely... So I'm definitely excited to see Derek and Nicolas side by side if it comes down to a onesie twosies, second, third, fourth, something like that at this year's 212's 2020 Tampa Pro. Next athlete I'd like to highlight is, pardon me, but Dectric Beau Lewis, aka Flex Diesel on Instagram. So Beau is positioning himself recently to honestly make a big splash at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro in the 212 class. So in the last placing, Beau placed 11th at the 2019 Chicago Pro. And from what I've noticed, it does look like Beau has taken the time off to really focus on some key spots that Beau can add some size and conditioning to really help balance out his physique, to really add some size in some areas that would really help round out the areas that he needs improvement in. If we're going to be honest, I think that his quads did need some work since his 11th placing at the 2019 Chicago Pro. Also, with quads comes hamstrings, and also his lower lat insertions all the way up to kind of like the shield of his lats, I think could have used a small bit of work. And I'm sure Beau wouldn't argue with me too much by saying that his conditioning at the Chicago Pro in 2019 wasn't exactly everything that he could put into it. I'm not sure what happened. Dectric, if you want to come on the show, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to share you guys with my audience and let you guys really get to know him. But his conditioning really wasn't where it needed to be to get in that first round call out at the 2019 Chicago Pro. And I think that if Beau is able to really bring in some serious diamond cut conditioning at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro in the 212 class, I think that he could definitely crack in to that first call out. Sticking with the 212 for this video, Jason Lowe is continuing to bring some serious conditioning and improvements even in size while he's getting ready for this year's Tampa Pro. It almost seems that he is improving daily on conditioning and separation when it comes to his physique. And I think that one of the biggest downsides, or downsides is probably what a judge would look at it, is that Jason kind of gives up some size in his leg department. But if we're going to be 100% transparent like I like to on this channel, his upper body, his massive arms, and his crazy wide lat spread really does bring some needed size to some smaller guys in the 212 class. And honestly, his jaw-dropping conditioning I think is really going to shock the judges. And honestly, like I said earlier, his freaky side tricep shot. I don't think there's a lot of guys on that stage that are going to beat Jason Lowe in that shot. And again, I want to emphasize, it's nice to see beautiful lines like Jason and like Justin Mackey, guys like that bring some really nice conditioning and beautiful lines in their physiques to the 212 class. Actually, a small correction as I was editing, Justin Mackey is not a 212 competitor, but he is probably one of my favorite physiques coming into the open class. But that's for another video, so I just want to make that quick correction. And of course, no 212 update video is complete without talking about the former Arnold Classic Ohio Classic Physique winner and recently turned 212 competitor, George Double Peterson. It seems that almost daily George is posting on his Instagram some insane videos showing off both mass and conditioning on, I mean, every single pose that he posts. It's insane. It's nice to see that he doesn't have to diet down like he used to in the classic physique, and he's able to bring a full and complete and non-dieted down physique and shape to a bodybuilding stage. I don't think that it's going to be a stretch of the imagination for George to place in the top 3 at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro in the 212 class. The only caveat being that I think judges potentially might think that George kind of needs to earn his stripes, if you know what I mean. Just because he is a new 212 competitor, he might not win the overall. But I think that he has, in my opinion, I think that he has put in the work that he needs in bodybuilding his whole career, in the classic physique. I think that he's put in the work that he needs to earn that recognition, and I think he's done what he needs to do to crack that top 3, despite any politics that might come into the show. And I know it sounds kind of corny, but George really does bring and embodies the old saying, "It's Christmas in July," by the presentation of his amazing physique on Instagram. Is that too much of a dad joke? I'm not sure. I have cats, so it's more like a cat dad joke. But I thought I'd share that zinger with you guys. And as we wind up this video, I wanted to give a shout out to IFBB bro Santi. He's looking better and better as we get along, as we get closer to this show. The conditioning, the striations, the muscle separations, he is definitely one of my top favorites for this show. And I really do wish Santi Argon the best of luck. And he is the Cuban Missile, not the Cuban Muscle. So that is a correction from the last video. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. I know I'm ridiculous, but I'm also going to call this Bodybuilding News Today is going to be the new name of the show. So that's going to do it for another episode of Bodybuilding News Today. I hope you guys enjoyed the continual contest prep update coverage of, in today's video, the 212 competitors, as they are getting 12 days out from the 2/12/2020 Tampa Pro. Like I said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you are new to the channel and would like to see more, consider subscribing. It's probably the best way for it to notify you. Click the bell if you want. I'm not going to push it on you. But that's it for the 3rd time. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.